pop it from the back and the front. Hey, baby. La, 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 la. Baby. La, 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 la. Baby. La, 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 la. Baby. La, 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 la.
This is the legend of El Silvon, and this legend originates in Venezuela and Colombia. It tells the tale of a spoiled teenage boy who killed his father during an argument. And when his grandfather heard of this, he went down to El Silvon's house, tied him up, whipped him, and set him free into the forest with starved dogs. But before the boy died, his grandfather condemned him to forever have to carry the bones of his father on his back. And the spirit of El Silvon is now said to travel through the forests of Venezuela and Colombia, collecting more lives. And it is said that if you hear the sound of whistling or bones crackling, El Silvon and death are near. And the only way to escape him is if you have dogs, for that is the only thing he fears.
My dude, you are in danger. If you hear random whistling outside at night, there is a high chance you're about to encounter El Silvon. This translates directly into the Whistler. This is a popular Colombian and Venezuelan urban legend. The story goes El Silvon came from a family of farmers. Him and his father got into an altercation which led to El Silvon killing his father. His grandfather did not let that slide. He decided to have all of the farmers torture him. He also whipped his back and put salt all over his wounds so it would hurt more. Then he had 2 dogs drag El Silvon into the forest where his body was never found. Many believe this caused his soul to become damned. And now, if you ever hear a whistle randomly at night, it is El Silvon and he's coming to get you. There are many variations to this story, but he mainly attacks children, people who have cheated on their significant other, or drunks. You guys see this bag he has right here? That is a bag filled of bones of his victims, and he will count them in front of your doorstep. And if you don't listen to him, your entire family will die. Let me know what you guys think about this and follow for more scary stories.
The tale of La Llorona originated in Mexico and is also sometimes called the Weeping Woman. The story tells of a beautiful young woman who met a wealthy nobleman, fell in love with him, and eventually they married and had 2 twin boys. As years passed, her husband grew cold and distant, only showing affection to their children until eventually he left her and married another woman. Completely shocked and humiliated, she took her 2 boys down to the river and drowned them without a second thought. Once she realized what she had done, she drowned herself in the river as well, in hopes that she would be reunited with her children in the afterlife. However, because she had done something so terrible, her spirit was forced to roam the earth, constantly searching for her children. People claim to see her by the river at night, crying and pleading for her children to come to her. It is said that if her spirit approaches a child, she will confuse them for her own and sink them into the river as well once she realizes they are not hers.
We have to do something, and we have to do it now.
Who's that?
If you grew up in a Hispanic household, then you probably already know about La Llorona. La Llorona was once a beautiful and vain woman named Maria who thought she had the perfect life. Beautiful children, a handsome husband, what could go wrong? Well, one day when she was walking her 2 children along the river, she spotted her husband getting sweet with another woman, and she wanted to punish him. Knowing that he loved their children more than anything in the world, including her, she took hold of their little necks and dunked their heads into the river. They kicked and struggled as hard as they could, but her jealous rage gave her an inhuman strength, and moments later, her children were dead. When Maria finally calmed down and realized what she'd just done, she was horrified and immediately took her own life by throwing herself in the river. Soon after, her neighbors found her body and buried her. But the story isn't over, because that night the ghost of Maria was seen wandering the banks of the river looking for her children's bodies that had been washed away. This is how she got the name La Llorona, Weeping Woman, and as her story evolved, she went from looking for her children to punishing yours. And that's why to this day, Hispanic parents tell their children La Llorona story, not just to scare them, but as a warning. If you come back home too late, La Llorona might get you. If you wander away from me at any time, La Llorona might get you. If you don't eat your vegetables, you get the idea. The one thing that remains consistent, though, is you do not want to hear the sound of her crying, because if you do, you're next.
This is a video of La Llorona caught on camera. creepy, right? And if you don't know who La Llorona is, let me explain. She was a very beautiful woman that had kids with a very rich man. However, one tragic day, she found the man with another woman. She was in so much rage that she did something horrible. She took her 2 children to the river and drowned them. She then regretted what she had done. But at that point, it was way too late. It's said that she drowned herself as well. And she now haunts the streets of Mexico looking for her children. And she will take any child that is not hers. I couldn't find the person who recorded this video, so if you know, please let me know in the comments. But what do you guys think about this video? If I was the one behind the camera, I would run. I wouldn't have been there because, come on. But what do you guys think? Is it real or fake?
Contaré la historia de una famosa persona. Todos la conocen con el apodo de Chona. Todos la conocen con el apodo de Chona. Su marido dice ya no sé qué hacer con ella. Diario va a los bailes y se compra una botella. Diario va a los bailes y se compra una botella. Se arranca en la banda con la primera canción. Y la Chona luego busca bailador. Y la Chona luego busca bailador. La gente la mira y le empieza a gritar. Bravo, bravo, Chona, nadie te puede igualar. Bravo, bravo, Chona, nadie te puede igualar. Y la Chona se mueve y la gente le grita. No hay mejor que la Chona para la quebradita. Y la Chona se mueve al ritmo que le toquen. Ella baila de todo, nunca pierde su trote. Y gózame, rodillas. Contaré la historia de una famosa persona. Todos no es mejor que la Chona para la quebradita. Y la Chona se mueve, no es mejor que la Chona para la quebradita. Y la Chona se mueve para la quebradita. Y la Chona se mueve al ritmo que le toque. Tengo mucha bailadora. Chona no iguala. Bravo, bravo, Chona, nadie te puede igualar. La Chona se mueve. No es mejor que la Chona para la quebradita. Y la Chona se mueve igual. Ella baila de todo.
Go get anybody, we knock anybody down. This up with anybody, we ain't started nothing down. Go get anybody, we knock anybody down. This up with anybody, we
This is the legend of El Charro Negro. The legend takes place in San Juan de los Lagos, Mexico in the early 1900s. It tells the story of a poor man from a farming family who dreamed of riches. So much so that he eventually made a deal with the man downstairs, saying that he would sell his soul if he was given money, status, and power. And he did. He was seen around town in the finest clothes, the best horses, and lived in the best houses. But as he got older, he grew to be afraid of his deal. He tried to hide and run away, but his soul was caught. And he was damned to roam the streets in his charro suit forever. His soul is said to be angry, and he is also said to approach people who are alone at night, offer them a ride home, only to drag them downstairs. Although the legend is from San Juan de los Lagos, sightings of El Charro Negro have been reported everywhere, including this video that I was recently tagged in. Have you ever come across El Charro Negro?
If you find yourself driving in the late night of El Salvador, be careful. La Descarnada might ask you for a ride. The skinless woman is one of the most horrifying urban legends that there is. So if you see a woman standing by the side of the road, don't stop. Not even if she looks hurt or begging for help. Because by the time you roll down your window, you realize she has no skin. Her body raw, glistening and red. You'll see her muscles twitching and her nerve is exposed. And her disturbing big eyes that never blink. They say that she was a very beautiful woman but made a deal that would keep her beauty. However, she didn't keep the deal. She broke her promise for eternal beauty and now she's cursed and walks the streets at night. La Descarnada wanders at night and begs for rides, and if you refuse to give her one, she will crawl into your car and take your skin off. They say if you scream, you'll be found skinned just like her. So the next time you see a woman hitchhiking in the dark begging for help, be careful and don't stop the car. La descarnada might be hunting.
Days of urban legends from around the world. 9th stop, Brazil. Loira do banheiro, the blonde in the bathroom. Loira do banheiro is a ghost that haunts school toilets and has many children in Brazil afraid to use the restroom at school. But some students are brave enough to try and summon her. Here's how to make her appear. Go to the last stall in the restrooms and kick the door 3 times. Flush the toilet 3 times. Turn the tap on and off 3 times. And say a curse word out loud 3 times. If done correctly, a girl with long blonde hair will appear in the mirror. She'll be covered in small cuts and her eyes will be bleeding. Her mouth and nose will be stuffed with bloody cotton. Her origin story is different depending on the region, but let me tell you a few common stories. Some say she was a student who skipped classes and smoked cigarettes and drank in the school restrooms. One day she fell, cracked her head open on the toilet, and passed away. Others say she was forced into marriage at the age of 14, then she ran off with another man and fled to Europe, where she passed away from pneumonia. At the moment she passed away, a mirror shattered in her parents' home. Her remains were shipped back to them and they refused to bury her, and instead kept her in a glass case in their home. Another version is that she was a teacher who was married, but fell in love with a student. Her husband, in a fit of rage, went to the school and sliced her face, then stuffed her head down the toilet. Would you be brave enough to try and summon her?
The blonde in the bathroom. Okay, so the scary urban legend originated in Brazil, and it's all about the ghost of this girl who died while being bullied, though of course there are other versions to this, but she died in the bathroom at her school, and to this very day, people are terrified of her ghost. Children throughout the entire country are afraid of saying her name 3 times. So she's kind of like Bloody Mary, but to summon her in the proper way, you have to go to the bathroom by yourself, look in the mirror, and say 3 times. Blonde in the bathroom, show yourself. You also have to flush the toilet 3 times, and say 3 bad words out loud. Once you're done, the ritual will have been completed. She's supposed to appear behind you in the mirror and tap on your shoulder. What happens next? Nobody really knows for sure. Some people believe that once she touches you, you'll see her death and feel it as well. Everything she felt right before she died. It is believed that some accident happened while she was being bullied, so she hit her head and instantly died. The girls who were bullying her never spoke of it ever again, and her death was ruled as an accident. Now she might not appear to you right away as soon as you summon her, but instead she might haunt you for years and years until you lose your mind completely, and you'll be terrified of looking at your own reflection forever. She's said to be very pale looking. She'll be wearing a white gown. Her hair is blonde, of course, and you notice cottons in her nose, like right here, which people say is terrifying. So many people have claimed to have seen this woman, the ghost of this woman, and to this very day, that is one of the biggest mysteries, because people believe she really existed. Now, would you ever summon her? Let me know in the comments.
Scary Chinese Urban Legends Part 2. Now this legend is called Single Braid Road. There is a road called Single Braid Road going through the University of Hong Kong. It's called Single Braid Road because of the urban legend about a woman with long braided hair walking around at night. Legend has it that one night a girl snuck onto a train going from Hong Kong to the mainland. She was an illegal immigrant, and she saw that the police were asking for identification and tickets. So instead of getting caught and possibly arrested, she jumped off the moving train, but her braid got caught. Her hair, scalp, face, skin was ripped off right off her face. Her boyfriend saw what happened and did nothing. He didn't even go back and look for her. To this day, many male students claim to see her at night walking around this very road, looking for her boyfriend to seek revenge. Like and follow for more.
Please talk about Hachi Shakusama. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. This is basically Japan's version of Slender Man. It's said that the 8-foot-tall woman targets mainly children and abducts them. She usually mimics the voice of a relative to lure you in. The 8-foot-tall woman also feeds off of fear. So usually right before you're about to go to sleep, you might hear things rattling around outside your window or inside your home. If she senses your fear, she will continue and she will eventually come in and get you. Her attacks usually happen once every dozen years. You'll know she's nearby because you'll hear a deep, masculine-like laugh. But be warned, her voice can change a lot. According to many legends, anyone the 8-foot woman makes eye contact with will die in a few days. Another telltale sign that the 8-foot woman is near is that all of your salt will start to blacken. A family left a cup of salt out and it started to blacken. This was because the 8-foot tall woman was nearby and targeting one of their granddaughters. This urban legend is absolutely terrifying and I don't recommend looking at the 8-foot tall woman if you're in Japan. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below and what you want to see next.
Hachisako-sama is an 8-foot tall woman who abducts people and they disappear forever. Here's the ritual you must do to survive her. This was taken from the only known survivor. First, lock yourself in a room. Ofuda are protective talisman. Grasp one in your hand and never let go, and cover the windows with them too. Put small bowls of salt in all 4 corners of the room and place a small Buddha on top of a wooden box in the middle of the room. You must not, under any circumstances, leave that room from sunset to sunrise. During that time, you'll hear tapping on the windows, Hachisako-sama calling, and Hachisako-sama trying to trick you to open the door by imitating your family member. You'll know she's near when the bowls of salt turn completely black. Come morning, get into a car, preferably with 9 men and a priestess who can pray over you, with the ofuda still in your hand, and look down the whole ride into the airport. You'll hear tapping on the windows and Hachisako calling, but do not look up. After that, the survivor left Japan, and he never returned. Japanese mythical beings you never knew existed. You've heard of Slender Man, but have you heard of the Japanese urban legend, Hachisako-sama? Hachisako-sama is a being that appears as a woman with a long white dress, long black hair, and a straw hat. You'll know she's near when you hear po, po, po in a very low male voice. She preys on young children. I couldn't find any sources that say what exactly she does when she abducts the young children, but they are never seen again. To escape Hachisako-sama, you must leave the place you saw her and never return again. If that's not possible, there is a ritual you can do to escape, so if you want to hear about that, like this video and let me know in the comments. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye!
Did you guys know Japan has a Bloody Mary? She doesn't come to you in every bathroom, like the American Bloody Mary, even though Bloody Mary is not American, but you get it. She is called Hanako-san. And the legend has it that Hanako-san was just a little girl, trying to live out a happy little childhood. She loved wearing her red skirt, her little red dress. That was her favorite color, red, blood red. She had this cute little bob haircut. Now, it's unclear what happened, but she was murdered in a public school, in the bathroom. Whether she died of abuse from her evil parents, or she was murdered by a stranger, or bullied by people until she was killed, it's unclear, but she was killed in a public school bathroom. And unlike other Japanese bathroom ghosts, Hanako-san likes to be summoned. She wants to be called on. She doesn't just appear out of nowhere. You have to call to her first. And this is how you do it. You enter the bathroom, and it has to be a 3rd floor bathroom of a school. And then you get to the very last stall, and you knock 3 times. And you ask, Hanako-san, are you there? And you wait. Yes, I am.
Are you sure it's not konnichiwa?
If Hanako-san is in a good mood, she might let you live. She might share some giggles with you. But if she's reminiscing about her past, about her bullies, or maybe if you remind her of her killer, she will drag you down into the toilet until you drown to death in your own urine.
Get going!
In Japan, there's an urban legend for almost anything, even going to the bathroom. So for this one, let's learn about the terrifying tale of Akamanto. Akamanto is a male demon who targets his victims when they're at their most vulnerable. Wears a white mask, a red cloak, and will appear to you when you're on the toilet. He will then show you that he's holding a roll of red toilet paper and a roll of blue toilet paper and will ask you which color you prefer. If you answer red, he will stab you to death, spraying your blood all over the bathroom stall or wall. If you answer blue, he will either suffocate you or suck out all your blood, leaving you pale and blue on the floor. So what color would you choose?
Sparkles in the man. VIP my section, bro.
Kuchisaki-yana is a woman that has her mouth slit from ear to ear. She was said to be a very beautiful woman, but was punished by her husband because she was being unfaithful. Others say that another woman slit her mouth because she was jealous of her beauty. She is said to be a very evil spirit that seeks revenge and usually covers her face wearing a surgical mask. She carries scissors, a machete, or a knife. This spirit goes up to people and asks them if she's pretty. If you say no, she kills you with your scissors. But if you say yes, she'll take off the mask to reveal her ugly slitted mouth, and she'll ask you if she's pretty again, and if you say no, she'll kill you. But if you say yes, she'll cut your mouth so you could be slitted just like hers. They say the only way to escape this evil spirit is to give her a confusing answer. You have to tell her that she's average or that she's okay, which gives you enough time to run away from her. Another way to escape her is by taking away her scissors and stabbing her in the heart. What would you do?